Hello students, a very good morning to all of you. Today, I Saloni welcome the students of Standard 6 to the online session of computers. So here we are about to start our chapter number 2, that is the rise of software. So first of all, let me explain you what is a software. A software is a set of the programs or instructions given to a computer to perform the specific task. In the earlier times, the people who know the computer programming only uses the computers. But nowadays, anyone can use a computer to accomplish the powerful task without being aware of the programming. This is possible because of the progress made in the field of computer software. So we can say that a person who were knowing the computer or who are knowing how to create the programs or about the computer programming only uses a computer. But now many softwares are available like MS Word, Microsoft Excel, C language, Java and many others. This all softwares allows you a person to create or to use a computer very easily. Therefore, an introduction of the rise of computer, it means that how the software have progressed, how we have made progress in the field of computers. It means nowadays many softwares are available which is very helpful to the persons even who are having only a basic knowledge about the computer, who are even not knowing how to use a computer can also use computers and learn new things. So now we will study in detail about the software and its types. A term software refers to a set of computer programs that are needed for running the operating system effectively. A set of instructions that performs a particular task is called a software or a program. It means that we have studied earlier. It means that I have in the beginning of the chapter I have explained you what is a software. So here also a software is a set of instructions that perform a particular task that is known as a program. A program are essentially step-by-step instructions given to a computer to perform a particular task. Programs and data are collectively known as a software. It means first of all what is a program? So a program is a step-by-step instructions. It means that in the entire coding a step-by-step instructions are given. It means that if you want to write or you want to perform addition, then one line you write that a plus b. Now you also want to perform the subtraction, then in the next line you write a minus b. So these are the step-by-step instructions which are given to a computer to perform the particular task. This is known as a program. Now the program and the data together is known as a software. It means that the program, that means a step-by-step instructions, and the data, it means that the input which is given by the user. Combination of the programs and the data both is known as a software. So software is driving force behind the working of a computer. Without software, computer will not work at all. It means that it is a driving force. It means the main thing about a computer. Without installing any of the softwares, a computer is useless. It means that it will not work. For example, if you want to type anything in a computer, then you want MS Word. So that is a software. If you want to create a table and you want to enter the records in that table, then you want MS Excel. That is one type of software. So a computer is nothing without a software. A software is the most important part of a computer which is used to perform various tasks. Now a software may be classified into three categories. First is system software, second is application software and third is programming software. So first, system software. A system software comprises of a set of one or more programs that are designed to control the internal functioning of a computer and its associated hardware. It forms a link between a user and the hardware of a computer. The user thus does not need to understand the complexities of the system he is working on it. In short, a system software is a set of one or more programs. So what is a program? A program is the set of instructions. It means step-by-step instructions. And the combinations or the set of one or more such programs is known as a system software, which is designed. Why it is designed? A system software is designed for the internal functioning. It means that inside the computer, inside the CPU, what functioning is going on. To operate that, a system software is built, and it is always associated with the hardware. It means with the CPU. So it forms a link. It means a combination or the link between the user and the hardware is known as a system software. Okay, so now what are the functions of system software? So first, it supports the development and the execution of the other application software. It means that it is a supportive task. It means that it supports the development and the execution. It means it helps the output, how to generate the output, that is known as an execution. So it helps in building up, it means development, and showing the output, it means execution of any of the application software. Second is it monitors the effective uses of various hardware devices such as CPU, monitor and keyboard. It means it supervises. It takes care of the hardware devices like CPU, monitor and the keyboard. Third, it communicates with and controls the operation of peripheral devices such as printer, disk and tab. It means that is used to communicate. It also controls the operations of the peripheral devices. Which are the peripheral devices? Like printer, disk and tab. Last is a system software makes a computer work more effectively and efficiently. It means that it is used. It means a computer works very efficiently and it gives you the accurate result by using a system software. So what is a system software, students? It is a link between the user and the hardware of the computer. It means that the user who are giving the input, who wants a computer to perform the specific task, and a hardware, it means any of the hardware devices like CPU. So it is a combination or it is a link between the user and the hardware of a computer. So we have studied about the system software and its functions. So now we will move further to the operating systems. And operating system, diagnostic tools, system utilities, device drivers for such various accessories such as printer, keyboard, mouse, web camera and speakers are some example of system software. Okay, so what is an operating system? Means OS. You can see that in your computers Windows 7 is installed, in some PCs Windows 8 is installed, in some PCs Windows 10 is installed. So that is an operating system. It means the OS of that computer, that is, and operating systems which is installed in your particular PC. So the devices like printer, keyboard, mouse, web camera. Nowadays that you can see that in mobile phones front camera are there, but in the PC no front camera is there. So for the external camera is used for the PC. So that camera is known as a web camera, which is installed externally. It means that we have to install it and we have to place it separately in your computer. So these are some examples of the system software. Now a system software are further classified into operating system, compiler, interpreter and assembler. So let us study now that in detail. First is operating system, OS. The most important system software is operating system. The operating system OS is a set of programs that controls various hardware devices of the computer. Some of the common operating systems used today are Microsoft Windows, like Microsoft Windows XL, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 10, Linux, Unix and Mac OS. So what is an operating system? It means that it is a special set of programs which is used to convert or which is used to control the hardware devices. Which are the hardware devices? Like printer, monitor, CPU. So these are the hardware devices. So the operating system is used to control these hardware devices of a computer. Okay, some of the examples of operating systems are MS Excel, that is Microsoft Windows, Linux, Unix and Mac OS. Second is compiler. A compiler is a set of programs that converts the instructions written in the high level language into a machine language so that it can be executed. It means it compiles. As a human, we give an instructions to the computer in our human language, but a computer does not understand the human language. So a compiler converts the high level language. It means the human language into the machine language. A machine understands a binary language. It means our computer understands the language of 101010 form. So that is known as a machine language. So a compiler is used to convert the human language or the high level language into the machine language so that it can be executed very easily. The program once translated is known as an object code. In short, that the programs that is one translated into the other language is known as an object code. What it is known as? Object code. It's saved permanently for the future use. Now again, that is interpreter. An interpreter is a program that translates an instructions into the machine language and executes it before proceeding to the next instruction. It means that it is similar to the compiler. A compiler converts the whole language into the machine language, while the interpreter is a program that translates an instructions. It means a single instructions given by the user is translated into the machine language. So step by step the instructions are translated into the machine language and it is executed it before proceeding to the next instruction. It means that when we move to the next instruction, before that the previous instruction that we have already translated is executed. The process of interpreting is faster than the process of compiling the entire program. It means that a compiler compiles the entire program into the machine language, while the interpreter converts step-by-step instructions to the machine language. So the interpreter or the process of interpreting is faster than the process of compiling. The object code that the interpreter produced is not saved. You can see the difference that a compiler data, it means that the object code is saved permanently, but the interpreter, it means that the object code that is created using the interpreter is not saved. So it is saved temporarily while it is not saved permanently. It means that once you have compiled or once you have converted the data using an interpreter, it will not be saved for further use. The last system software is assembler. An assembler is a program that produces machine code from assembly language program. Each assembly statement can be converted into single machine operation. So you can see that as assembler, what is an assembler? It is a program that produces the machine code. It means that it is a set of program which directly, no need to convert the human language into the machine language. It directly produces the machine code from the assembly language program. It means that in a computer, some assembly language program is installed. It is inbuilt program which directly produces the human converted language. It means that the human language is automatically converted into the machine code using this assembly language program. Okay, so now we will revise that what we have studied in this session. So we have started with the introduction of the software. Then we have studied the software and its type. So how many types of softwares are there? 3 types. First is system software, second is application software, and third is programming software. Then we have studied about the functions of the system software, and finally we have moved forward to the system software. It means that how many types of system softwares are there. So system software is again classified into 4 types. First is operating system, second is compiler, third is interpreter, and fourth is assembler. Okay students, so this is all for now. We will continue about the application software in our next session. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead.